Ladies, listen up. I'm about to tell you something real, something honest. You want to know what a man truly finds beautiful in a woman? It's not just what the world tells you, it's deeper than that. So let's get into it. Confidence. It's not just a word, it's a presence, a force, an energy that you carry with you everywhere you go. When a woman walks into a room with confidence, people notice. She doesn't have to be the loudest voice or the flashiest dresser. It's in the way she holds her head up, the way she moves with purpose, the way she looks people in the eye, not with arrogance, but with certainty. She knows who she is. And that's powerful. That's beauty that can't be ignored. A confident woman doesn't seek validation. She doesn't need to. See, there's a difference between wanting to be appreciated and needing approval. When you need approval, you're constantly looking for someone to tell you you're enough. But when you know you're enough, that's when the game changes. A man can feel that. He can see it in the way you carry yourself. And trust me, a woman who stands firm in her worth will always be more attractive than a woman who's begging for attention. Confidence isn't just about how you walk or talk. It's about what you allow. A woman who truly values herself doesn't tolerate disrespect. She doesn't chase after a man who isn't showing up for her. She doesn't shrink herself to make someone else comfortable. No, she sets a standard. She draws a line and says, "This is what I deserve." And you know what happens? The right kind of man rises to meet that standard. The wrong kind, they fall away. And that's exactly how it should be. But let's be real. Confidence isn't something you just wake up with one day. It's built. It's a muscle. And like any muscle, it grows with use. You build confidence by keeping promises to yourself, by stepping outside of your comfort zone, by learning, growing, and proving to yourself day in and day out that you are capable, that you are worthy. And here's the secret. The more you do this, the less you care about what anyone else thinks, because you already know who you are. A man, he can admire your beauty, he can appreciate your style, but what keeps him drawn to you, what makes you truly unforgettable, is your self-assurance. When a woman knows her worth, she doesn't need to play games. She's not worried about impressing anyone. She's not chasing love. She's attracting it naturally, effortlessly, because confidence, it's magnetic. It makes people want to be around you. It makes a man want to step up and be better, just to be in your presence. Now, don't get it twisted. Confidence is not about perfection. No one has it all figured out. But the difference between a confident woman and an insecure one? A confident woman doesn't let her flaws define her. She owns them. She accepts herself fully. And that self-acceptance, that's what makes her glow. That's what makes her beautiful in a way that no makeup, no outfit, no filter ever could. So remember this, confidence isn't about what you look like. It's not about what you have. It's about how you see yourself, how you treat yourself. Because when you believe in you, when you stand tall in your worth, the world has no choice but to believe in you too. A woman who respects herself sets the tone for how others will treat her. It's that simple. When you carry yourself with dignity, when you have boundaries, when you demand a certain level of treatment, not through words but through actions, you show people exactly what you will and will not accept. And let me tell you something, a man pays attention to that. He watches how you move, how you react, how you handle yourself in every situation. And when he sees that you won't tolerate anything less than what you deserve, that's when he steps up. See, self-respect isn't about arrogance. It's not about being demanding or difficult. No, it's about knowing your worth and refusing to settle. A woman who respects herself doesn't entertain situations that diminish her value. She doesn't chase a man who isn't making an effort. She doesn't beg for love, attention, or commitment, because she understands real love, real respect They can't be forced. They must be given freely. And if they're not, she walks away. Not because she's cold, not because she's playing games, but because she knows when you value yourself, you don't accept anything less than what aligns with that value. Men admire a woman who stands firm in her self-respect. See, when a woman constantly compromises her standards, when she allows herself to be treated poorly just to keep a man around, she loses something, her power. And the moment she loses that, the dynamic shifts. A man won't respect a woman who doesn't respect herself. He may take advantage of it, he may use it to his benefit, but deep down, he won't value it. Because people, men, women, everyone, we take our cues from how others treat themselves. When you hold yourself to a certain standard, you command a different level of respect. But here's the thing, self-respect isn't just about relationships. It's about every aspect of your life. It's how you talk to yourself. It's the way you take care of your mind, your body, your spirit. It's the way you show up in the world. A woman who respects herself prioritizes her own growth. She doesn't pour everything into a relationship and forget about her own dreams, her own happiness. She makes sure that she is whole, because she knows that no man, no relationship, no external validation can complete her. Now, a man who is truly worth your time, he won't just notice your self-respect. He'll honor it. He'll recognize the strength it takes to stand firm in your worth. He won't test your boundaries. He'll respect them. Because a high-value man, a man who is secure in himself, wants a woman who values herself. He wants to be with someone who challenges him to be better, who inspires him, who sets a standard that he's proud to rise to. And let me tell you, that's the kind of man you want. But the wrong man, the one who plays games, the one who wants control, the one who thrives on insecurity, he won't like your self-respect. He'll try to push past your boundaries. He'll test you, manipulate you, make you question yourself. And that's when you have a choice. You can lower your standards to keep him, or you can stand tall and let him go. And trust me, letting him go, that's the best thing you can do. Because the right man, the one who truly values you, he won't need you to shrink yourself. He'll meet you at your level. So don't ever feel bad for respecting yourself. Don't ever feel guilty for expecting more. Because when you know your worth, when you hold yourself to a higher standard, you attract a different kind of energy. You attract people who see your value, who appreciate your presence, who treat you the way you deserve to be treated. And that's where real love begins. Femininity, let's talk about it. Too often, people mistake it for weakness, for submission, for something lesser than strength. But let me tell you, true femininity, that's power. It's not about being passive. It's not about being quiet, and it sure isn't about shrinking yourself to fit some mold. No, femininity is a force. It's the grace with which you handle yourself, the confidence in your presence, the softness that doesn't take away from your strength, but adds to it. A man sees that, and he feels it. It's something he can't ignore. Now, some women think they have to be tough, guarded, always proving they don't need anyone. And while independence is beautiful, don't confuse it with shutting yourself off. Femininity doesn't mean you can't be strong. It means you embrace all parts of yourself. You can be bold and soft. You can be independent and nurturing. You can have fire and grace at the same time. And that balance, that's what draws a man in. That's what makes a woman captivating, unforgettable. A feminine woman knows how to communicate with her energy, not just her words. She doesn't have to force anything. Her presence alone shifts the atmosphere. It's in the way she moves, the way she listens, the way she makes the people around her feel seen, heard, and appreciated. A man admires that because it's rare. In a world that often praises hardness and aggression, a woman who owns her femininity stands out. She doesn't have to demand attention. She naturally receives it. But let's be clear, femininity isn't about being something you're not. It's about embracing who you are. It's about confidence in your own skin, in your own essence. Some women express their femininity through their style, their voice, their creativity. Others show it through their kindness, their wisdom, their emotional intelligence. There's no one way to be feminine. What matters is that it's authentic. Because when you are comfortable with yourself, that comfort spreads. It creates a space where a man feels drawn in, not because you're trying to impress him, but because your energy is magnetic. A lot of men won't say this out loud, but they crave that balance. They want a woman who can challenge them, but also bring them peace. A woman who knows when to be strong and when to be soft. A woman who doesn't see vulnerability as a weakness, but as a strength. Because the truth is, a man may be physically strong, but a woman's strength, it's in her ability to nurture, to heal, to inspire. And that's not something to be downplayed. That's something to be celebrated. The mistake some women make is thinking they have to act like a man to be respected. But the most powerful thing a woman can do, be fully herself. Men don't want a competitor in their partner. They want a complement. They want someone who brings something different to the table. Someone who challenges them in a way that doesn't feel like a battle, but like growth. And a woman who leans into her femininity, who owns her essence, does exactly that. So don't ever feel like you have to change who you are to fit into someone's expectations. The right man will appreciate your softness, your strength, your balance. He'll see your femininity not as a weakness, but as the unique power that it is. And when you embrace that, when you truly own it, you won't have to chase a man. You won't have to prove your worth. You'll simply be. And the right one, you'll recognize it immediately. Kindness, real kindness, is one of the most beautiful things a woman can possess. It's not just about being polite or having good manners. No, true kindness comes from within. It's the way you treat people when no one's watching, the way you carry yourself with grace even when life gets difficult. And let me tell you, a man notices that. He notices how you speak to the waitress, how you treat a stranger, how you handle conflict. Because kindness, it's not just a trait, it's a reflection of your heart. And there's nothing more beautiful than a woman whose heart is full of warmth and compassion. A lot of people misunderstand kindness. They think it means being weak, being a pushover, letting people take advantage of you. But real kindness, it's not about letting people walk all over you. It's about having the strength to remain good-hearted, even in a world that can be harsh. A woman who is kind, but also firm, who can stand up for herself without losing her grace, is a woman that commands deep respect. She doesn't need to be loud or aggressive to make an impact. Her energy, her presence, speaks for itself. See, a man may first be attracted to a woman's appearance, but what keeps him interested, what makes him respect her, value her, is the way she makes him feel. A kind woman creates a space of peace, of warmth, of understanding. She listens without judgment. She uplifts without expecting anything in return. And let me tell you, that's rare. The world is full of people trying to prove something, trying to outdo each other. But a woman who leads with kindness, she's unforgettable. But let's be clear. Kindness does not mean perfection. It doesn't mean you never get upset, never feel hurt, never stand your ground. No, a truly kind woman knows her worth. She doesn't give endlessly to those who don't appreciate her. She doesn't allow herself to be mistreated in the name of being nice. Because kindness, real kindness, starts with how you treat yourself. A woman who is kind to herself, who speaks to herself with love, who honors her own needs, who respects her own time and energy, naturally attracts the same treatment from others. And let me tell you something about men. Real men, they crave that kind of energy. They want to be around a woman who makes them feel at ease, who doesn't bring unnecessary drama, who can be both strong and gentle at the same time. A kind woman challenges a man in a different way. She makes him want to be better, not because she demands it, but because her very presence inspires it. And that's powerful. But let's not forget, Kindness isn't just about how you treat the people you love. It's about how you treat everyone. The way you talk to people who can do nothing for you says everything about your character. A woman who radiates kindness doesn't just show love to the people who matter to her, she spreads that energy everywhere she goes. And that's what makes her truly beautiful. Not just in the way she looks, but in the way she makes people feel. So never underestimate the power of kindness. It's not weakness, it's not something small. It's one of the strongest, most attractive qualities a woman can have. Because at the end of the day, beauty fades. But the way you make people feel, that lasts forever. And a man, especially a man worth having, will always remember the woman who made his world feel lighter just by being in it. Grace and patience, two qualities that might seem small but hold incredible power. A woman who moves with grace carries herself with dignity, no matter the situation. She doesn't let negativity shake her. She doesn't react impulsively to every challenge, and she doesn't allow emotions to control her actions. Instead, she pauses, she reflects, she responds with wisdom. And let me tell you something, a man notices that. Because in a world full of quick tempers and instant reactions, a woman who remains composed, she stands out. She's unforgettable. Patience isn't just about waiting for something, it's about how you wait. It's about trusting the process, understanding that not everything happens overnight, and knowing that true growth, whether in relationships, career, or personal life, takes time. A woman who is patient isn't desperate. She doesn't rush into relationships just because she feels lonely. She doesn't demand instant results. No, she knows her worth, and she allows things to unfold naturally. And that patience, it speaks volumes about her confidence. A woman who doesn't chase, who doesn't force, who lets things align as they should, that's attractive on a whole different level. Now, grace is what sets a woman apart. It's in the way she handles difficult situations, the way she carries herself when things don't go her way. A graceful woman doesn't crumble under pressure, she rises. She doesn't engage in unnecessary drama. She doesn't let small things ruin her peace. She understands that how she reacts to situations determines the kind of energy she attracts. And a man, he watches that. He sees how you handle stress, how you deal with setbacks, how you treat people when you're frustrated. And let me tell you, nothing is more appealing than a woman who can handle life's challenges with poise. But let's be clear, grace and patience don't mean being passive. They don't mean letting people take advantage of you or accepting less than what you deserve. No, a woman with grace knows when to walk away. She knows when something is not serving her, and she does it with dignity. She doesn't beg for love. She doesn't fight for attention. She simply knows that anything meant for her will never require her to lose her self-respect. And that quiet confidence, that's magnetic. That's the kind of energy a high-value man respects. A patient woman understands that relationships take effort. She doesn't expect perfection, and she doesn't walk away at the first sign of trouble. She gives people room to grow, room to be human. She knows that no one is perfect, that mistakes will be made. That love is about understanding and compromise. But here's the key, she is patient with the right man. She doesn't waste her time on someone who isn't willing to grow with her. She doesn't pour into a relationship that is draining her. No, her patience is reserved for something real, something worth it. See, a man wants peace. He doesn't want chaos. He doesn't want someone who makes every small issue a war. A woman with grace and patience brings a different kind of energy, an energy that makes a man feel safe, feel inspired, feel like he can be himself without fear of constant judgment. And that's rare. That's the kind of woman a man cherishes, the kind of woman he doesn't take for granted, because she brings something not everyone can offer: peace, understanding, and a love that isn't rushed or forced, but steady and sure. So don't underestimate the power of grace and patience. In a world where everyone is in a hurry, where people react without thinking, where love is often treated like a game, a woman who moves with intention, with calmness, with quiet strength. She is a breath of fresh air. And the right man, the one who sees her worth. He will never let her intelligence dash. It's one of the most attractive qualities a woman can have. And no, I'm not just talking about book smarts, degrees, or fancy words. Intelligence is depth. It's awareness. It's the way a woman thinks, the way she sees the world, the way she carries conversations that make a man stop and listen. A truly intelligent woman brings something deeper to the table, something beyond beauty, beyond attraction. She has ideas, she has opinions, she has a mind that sparks curiosity and admiration. And trust me, a man values that more than he'll ever admit. A woman with depth knows how to engage in meaningful conversations. She doesn't just talk about the surface level things, she can discuss life, dreams, purpose. She can challenge a man's perspective, make him think, make him question, make him grow. And that's powerful. Because real men who are looking for something real don't just want a pretty face. They want a partner, someone who stimulates their mind, someone who brings fresh energy into their life, someone who keeps them on their toes. Now, intelligence isn't about knowing everything. It's not about being the smartest person in the room or trying to prove a point all the time. No, true intelligence is about curiosity. A woman who is always learning, always evolving, always open to new ideas, that's a woman who captivates. She doesn't just accept things as they are, she questions, she seeks understanding, she grows. And a man watching her, he sees that. He respects it. He finds it irresistibly attractive. But let's be clear, depth isn't just about knowledge, it's about emotional intelligence too. A woman who understands people, who can read between the lines, who knows how to navigate relationships with wisdom and grace, that's a woman who stands out. She doesn't react impulsively, she doesn't let her emotions control her, but she also doesn't suppress them. She knows how to communicate, how to listen, how to make people feel seen and understood. And that ability, that's rare. That's something a man cherishes. A woman with depth doesn't play games. She doesn't rely on manipulation or tactics to keep a man interested. She knows her value, and she operates from a place of authenticity. She doesn't dumb herself down to make others comfortable. She doesn't shrink herself to fit into someone else's expectations. No, she stands in her truth. She embraces who she is, fully and unapologetically. And a real man, he respects that. He admires it. Because a woman who is confident in her mind, in her identity, in her essence, that's the kind of woman who leaves a lasting impact. See, men are visual creatures, no doubt about it. But what holds a man's attention, what keeps him intrigued, what makes him see a woman as irreplaceable is what's inside. Her mind, her soul, her wisdom. Beauty may attract him, but depth makes him stay. Because when the conversations are deep, when the laughter is real, when the connection is built on more than just looks, that's when love becomes something meaningful. That's when a woman becomes unforgettable. So never underestimate the power of intelligence and depth. Never think that your mind, your thoughts, your uniqueness don't matter. Because the right man, the one who truly sees you, will be drawn to your mind just as much as he is to your beauty. And when a woman has both, that's when she becomes truly unstoppable. Confidence, real, unshakable confidence, is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can possess. And let's be clear, confidence isn't arrogance. It's not about being the loudest person in the room, demanding attention, or proving a point. No, true confidence is quiet, steady, and undeniable. It's the way a woman walks into a room and commands presence without saying a word. It's in the way she carries herself, the way she speaks with certainty, the way she moves through life with purpose. And let me tell you, a man sees that. He feels it. Confidence is a language that doesn't need words, it's in the energy you bring. A confident woman knows who she is, and she doesn't seek validation to feel worthy. She doesn't need constant reassurance from a man. She doesn't crave attention to feel beautiful, and she doesn't rely on someone else to define her happiness. She has built herself up from the inside out, and that kind of self-assurance, it's magnetic. A man is naturally drawn to a woman who stands firm in her worth, because he knows this is a woman who won't settle, won't beg, won't compromise, who she is just to keep someone around. Now, confidence isn't about perfection. It's not about always having it together or never feeling insecure. No, true confidence is about knowing that even in your moments of doubt, even when life isn't going your way, you are still enough. A confident woman doesn't break under pressure, she adapts. She doesn't let failures define her, she learns from them. And that resilience, that ability to rise no matter what, that's what makes her truly beautiful. But let's be real, confidence intimidates weak men. The ones who thrive on control, the ones who need a woman to shrink herself so they can feel bigger. They won't know what to do with a confident woman. They'll try to break her spirit, make her question herself, dim her light. And that's where she makes a choice. She can lower her standards to make a man comfortable, or she can stand tall and let him go. And trust me, the right man, the one who is secure in himself, he won't be threatened by her strength. He'll be drawn to it. He'll celebrate it. A confident woman knows she is an asset, not an option. She doesn't compete with other women because she understands there's no competition when you know what you bring to the table. She supports, uplifts, and encourages others because she's not operating from a place of insecurity. And a man, he notices that. He sees that a confident woman isn't looking to be saved, isn't desperate for love, isn't chasing anyone. And that's what makes her so incredibly desirable. See, confidence isn't just about how a woman sees herself, it's about the way she makes others feel. A confident woman makes people feel at ease. She doesn't need to prove anything, so she moves through life with a certain grace, a certain peace. And that energy, it's contagious. A man who's around a confident woman feels inspired, feels challenged, feels like he wants to rise to her level. Because confidence doesn't just attract, it elevates. So understand this, confidence is the foundation of everything. A woman who knows her worth will always be treated accordingly. She will not have to chase love. She will not have to demand respect. She will not have to beg for effort. Because the right man will recognize her value immediately. And when she walks through life with certainty, with self-respect, with the knowledge that she is enough exactly as she is. There is nothing more beautiful than that loyalty . It's one of the rarest, most valuable qualities a woman can have. In a world where people switch up the moment things get difficult, where commitment is seen as optional, a loyal woman is a treasure. And let me tell you, a man doesn't just want a woman who's there for the good times. He needs someone who will stand by him when life gets tough. Because life will test you, love will be challenged. And the real question is, when things get hard, will you still be there? A woman who proves she's loyal, that she's not just in it for the easy moments, but for the journey. That's the kind of woman a man cherishes. Now, loyalty isn't just about faithfulness, it's deeper than that. It's about standing beside your man, believing in him, even when he's struggling to believe in himself. It's about being his peace, his anchor when the world gets chaotic. A loyal woman doesn't tear her man down when he's already fighting battles outside. She uplifts him, she reassures him, she reminds him who he is. And that kind of support, it's rare. Because too many people are only around when it's convenient, but a woman who stays through the storms, through the setbacks, through the struggles, that's a woman a man never forgets. But let's be real, loyalty goes both ways. A woman shouldn't be loyal to just anyone. She should be loyal to a man who deserves it, who values it, who gives her the same in return. Being loyal doesn't mean accepting less than what you deserve. Doesn't mean tolerating disrespect. Doesn't mean standing by someone who isn't doing right by you. A truly loyal woman knows her worth, and she gives her loyalty to a man who honors and protects it. Because loyalty isn't about being blind, it's about choosing to stand beside someone who is also standing beside you. A man knows when a woman is truly in his corner. He feels it in the way she supports his dreams, in the way she believes in him, even when he's doubting himself. And let me tell you something, there is nothing more powerful than a man who feels like his woman truly has his back. The world is filled with competition, with criticism, with pressure, but when he comes home to a woman who makes him feel safe, who reminds him that he's capable, who speaks life into him instead of tearing him down, that's a woman he will fight for. That's a woman he will protect, cherish, and never take for granted. Now, let's talk about emotional loyalty. Because loyalty isn't just about staying physically faithful, it's about emotional commitment too. A loyal woman doesn't entertain attention from other men just to feed her ego. She doesn't seek validation outside of her relationship. She doesn't make her man feel like he has to constantly fight for her attention. No, she chooses him fully, completely, every single day. And that kind of devotion, that's what builds trust. That's what creates a bond that can't be broken. But let's be clear, being a supportive woman doesn't mean losing yourself. It doesn't mean putting a man's needs above your own or sacrificing your dreams for his. No. A truly supportive woman knows that a healthy relationship is built on mutual growth. She supports her man, but she also expects that same energy in return. She uplifts him, but she also expects to be uplifted. Because real love isn't about one person carrying the weight. It's about two people holding each other up, side by side, as equals. So understand this: a loyal, supportive woman is rare, and a man who recognizes her worth will never take her for granted. She is the one who helps build his vision, who walks beside him when times get tough, who reminds him of his greatness even when he forgets it himself. And when a man finds a woman like that, he knows he's found something he can never replace. So, let me leave you with this: beauty is not just about what you see. It's not just about a pretty face, a perfect figure, or how well you dress. No, real beauty is something deeper, something unshakable, something that lasts long after looks fade. It's in your confidence, in your intelligence, in your grace. It's in the way you love, in the way you carry yourself, in the way you treat others. That is what makes a woman truly unforgettable. A man might be drawn to a woman's appearance, but what keeps him? What makes him respect her, cherish her, fight for her? It's her mind, her heart, her energy. A woman who knows her worth, who moves with purpose, who stands in her truth. That's the kind of woman who is irreplaceable. And trust me, when a man sees that, when he feels that, he knows he's found something rare, something valuable, something he won't ever want to lose. But here's the key: don't build yourself for a man. Don't shape your identity around what someone else wants. Build yourself for you. Love yourself first, carry yourself with dignity, and demand the respect you deserve. Because when you do that, the right man, the one who is meant for you, will recognize your worth without you having to prove a thing. See, in this life, people will come and go. Some will appreciate you, some won't. Some will recognize your value, some won't. But the most important thing is that you know who you are, that you never forget your worth. Because the moment you stop looking for validation, the moment you stop chasing approval, the moment you stand firm in your power, that's when you become unstoppable. So to every woman listening, walk with confidence, love with depth, stand with grace. Be patient, be intelligent, be loyal, be strong. But most importantly, never settle for anything less than what you deserve. Because the right man, the one who truly sees you, the one who values everything you bring to the table, he won't ask you to change. He won't make you beg for love. He will know he's found a queen.